we have a bunch of questions, and 5 of you. So can you tell us about a minute or two, just how you like being in the South Pacific?
Well, I guess for somebody just off the farm and very, very little time in the United States as a pilot, I think when I took off from Hamilton Field and all that water, they knew we were going to be scared, so they launched us at night. So we had to wait till dark to take off. And 14 hours and 45 minutes later, I got to take a break. I guess, but it was so easy that from that time on, it didn't scare me. And I should have gotten scared. Because I went from Hickam Field down to Christmas Island. This means you're going through the equatorial front. So you're going to get bounced around, and if your navigator doesn't hit it, you're going to hit ice. Is the last thing you're going to hit. So it was great, really. I grew up. I was just barely 20 years old when I flew the Pacific. I'm probably the baby of the group. I was for my particular group. And all the support that we got from the people of the States, it was amazing. My mother saved her red points to send me spam. She didn't know that we got spam, dried eggs, dried milk, that type of thing. So, but the people were always getting baskets and packages from home. That makes them real happy. I think it's great that you can be here, and I know for me, it was a wonderful experience. I can't think of anything that could have been better for me.
We're going to ask about the war later, so how was this like being in the Pacific War, being out there in the Pacific?
I liked it a lot because it wasn't as fast moving as I would expect it to be in Europe, and we had time to go swimming, and we had our work to do. We flew, but I don't remember, but 10 days, day and night in a row, and then we'd be off for almost 20. And we had time to go swimming, play athletics, and the weather was sometimes it rained for a week or two at a time, which was disconcerting, but in all, it was pretty pleasant, I thought.
Great. All right, how do you like being out in the Pacific?
I don't know, I think I was pretty glad I got to the Pacific. I think we were lucky. Relatively speaking, I think we had it easier than most. And we're always thankful that we can go into a soft center cloud, nothing hard in between. That's true. And our enemy was really the weather. We were taught by some excellent people before us how to handle the weather. And the rest was the job we had to do.
I didn't know anything about the Pacific. My training ended up at Stockton Field, and they sent me to Randolph Field for instructor's training. I went through the training program, learned, got my green instrument card, learned to fly instruments. They sent me right back to Stockton Field, just where I had come from. And now I was an instructor for 5 cadets, of which I was one of previously, and now I had 5 cadets to teach them to fly. I was going along fine, and I enjoyed that. I went through a class of cadets, and at that time I got a notice that they needed pilots in the South Pacific. and that I was elected to be one of them. So they shipped me up to around San Francisco where the troop ship was. They put me on a troop ship along with Ken here. That's where we started, where we got together. We zigzagged across the Pacific to avoid submarines, not knowing where we were going to land. At one time they told us over there is the Hawaiian Islands, but we didn't see it. When we finally landed, almost 2 weeks later, we found that we were at Hollandia. They told us to look up on the mountain there, and that's MacArthur's headquarters. But we landed there, and at that time, Ken and I really got busy with our war effort. We checked out a case of ammunition and a Jeep, and we drove out into the jungle, where we had been warned not to go because Japanese stragglers were still out there. They didn't know, which end was up. But we went out there in the jungle and we shot coconuts out of the trees with our 45s. And we had a great time. And we met a lot of natives. And Ken took a lot of pictures and later wrote to me, showing me and sent me some of those pictures. But that was our first get-together. And so we've been together longer than probably anybody else here.
Ken, how do you like the Pacific versus other places?
I wasn't given a choice, as to where they were going to send me. They just said, you're headed for the Pacific. Well, I thought that was great. I knew about Europe and other places, but I didn't know anything about the jungle out there. And when I found out I was going to be in the Jungle Air Force, that is the 13th Air Force,